Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to work on a DELL monitor. This one's fairly heavy. It is also an analog monitor. It's got a nice stand. We're going to weigh up the monitor. And I apologize if you can't see this weight, but it is reading out at 8 pounds. As in previous videos, we first want to take off the known screws. So I want to get the stand off the main piece. And the stand is free. I want to weigh up the stand. The stand alone weighs 2.4 pounds. 2.4 pounds in the stand. This is steel. The bottom is steel. Lots of screws. The stand itself may be plastic, or there may be aluminum on the inside of the plastic. Depends, because there's a seam here. The plastic may peel off and it may reveal some cast aluminum. So we'll have to check into that. The stand will be disassembled in a different video for micro scrapping. This is an analog monitor. The analog or the VGA cable would plug in here, and your power plugs in here. This monitor does not have an external plug for any speakers. Does not appear to have any speakers on it. I'm not sure if you can see the model number. It's etched in the back. This is a DELL LCD monitor, model number E153FPC. This is the disassembly processes for taking apart a DELL analog monitor, model number E153F as in Frank, PC, Echo 153, Foxtrot, Papa, Charlie. No exterior screws. We start now by removing the front frame. Small flathead screwdriver or a chisel. If unable to break it at that point, go from the top. This section of the frame has a circuit board which controls the switch buttons, and as has been previously alluded to, some switch buttons do have silver. I'm going to take the time at this moment to take the circuit board out. It is 1 unit. Really, I should probably save this for micro scrapping, but it's only 1 circuit board on this frame, and then I can put the frame in recycling, plastic recycling, and be done with it. So here is the circuit board with the black switch buttons. Having the front frame off, the monitor itself is sunk down into the back frame. There are some screws on the sides, but I cannot get to them until I get it out of the plastic backing. And this one simply comes out. The back is now off. There are no circuit boards or pieces of value in the back. This goes into plastic recycling. Very large steel case. Has some aluminum stripping for the wiring. I will remove screws that I can see. Steel, shiny steel, but steel nonetheless. At this juncture, we now want to take the screws out of the frame. Those are the only ones that are visible still. With all the screws removed, we're now going to pry up the steel frame. And it is connected by cable. And now the power board and the VGA board are removed, separated in the frame from the display panel. This circuit board covers the display panel. This circuit board is the VGA connector. This circuit board is the power connector. These are the two that we're going for the most outside of the steel. This will be disassembled at a later date during micro scrapping. I was examining how the power plug is virtually, it's not attached to the steel frame, but there's a lip on it, and the hole that it goes into, I can't push on this and have this go back through. This, it stays here, and it needs to stay. It needs to go. It needs to have force against the steel for when you plug it into, when you plug your power cord into the monitor, it won't budge. But this poses a problem, meaning that this power plug has to go out that way. In previous disassemblies of monitors, usually the power plug is connected to the power board. Here it is not, it is connected, but it's not soldered to the board. It is connected through wiring, and I'll show that in a minute. Working on the screws to take these boards out. This is what I'm calling the brain board, or the VGA board. It's where the VGA cable gets plugged into the analog port. It has got a big flat pack on it here. It's got another circuit board on it here. I'm not sure what it is. It's encased in steel, and a small circuit board here. It's got two crystal oscillators, one here and one here. I'll be disassembling this in a micro scrapping session. There's a covered up bump right here. I'm not quite sure what it is. It feels like it possibly is a screw. Wasn't a screw, but it was a plastic cover. And it was holding the board on. Okay. From here, we have power connectors going straight to the ground and going straight to the place where it plugs in. And this connector appears to be able to be pulled off, so I'm going to attempt a pull off. All right. I'll address this in a moment. On the plug inside, there are two clips on either side of the plug that allows it to stay in the frame. You have to get pliers or something and squeeze those and then push the plug out of the frame. If that doesn't work, you can also use a flathead screwdriver and push on the clip and inch it out a piece at a time. And out it pops. And here it is. To me, that's the easiest method, is just to push on each clip and inch it out. Now the black pieces here are iron ferrite. This ending is brass. The wiring is either copper or aluminum. The endings on the inside of the plug are brass. Nothing of value remains on the steel frame. The steel frame itself weighs 1.5 pounds. On the power circuit board, the items that we're going to retrieve: transformer, 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 IC chip, IC chip, IC chip, minute transformer. On this transformer, I may be able to, because it's in coils, I may be able to take that apart and get the copper off of that. Just depends on the time that I have. There is a copper coil here and a copper coil here. Tan top, green back. There are some chips back here. This will be a low-grade circuit board. There are blue capacitors that are said to have silver in them. I will take those off as well. Put them in a bucket that I have to sell on eBay at a later date. From the looks of these connectors, they look like they're steel. Aluminum has a different shine, and they are steel. So I will leave those on the board for the additional weight that the board will bring me. Thank you for watching. This was a video showing the disassembly of a DELL monitor.